Hi everyone, my name is Liz. Thank you to the Motorola executives for coming out here today and listening to me talk about my new product. What I'm offering today is a 5% stake in my company, and that will also give you the opportunity in 5 years to buy us out. All I'm asking for in exchange is $100,000 to help me launch the product. Now, safety is a challenging topic. In 2015 alone, we had 27.5 million domestic violence issues within the United States. In addition to that, children over the age of, or adults over the age of 12 are sexually assaulted in the United States every 98 seconds. This means that in the next 6 minutes that I'm going to be talking with you guys, 4 people within the United States are going to be sexually assaulted. That's heavy. In the news, you see all these different situations of shootings, of human trafficking, and lately there's all these sexual harassment allegations as well. Out of everybody in this room, please raise your hand if you have ever been concerned about the safety of yourself or somebody that you love. Now, there are a lot of products out there to help fix that. It shouldn't be a situation where we are all fearing for safety in our country. However, we are. The products that are currently available are unfortunately not quite right in the technology yet, and that is where I come in with my new product, Q. It is a personal safety device that has strategic design, is multifunctional, and it also works without a cell phone, so it's a standalone device. I'll dive a little deeper into that. The design of the device, as you can see above, it is just a button, just right here, just a little button. It can strap either to a watch band or to our Q bands that we provide. And what it does is if you hold it down, it will actually call the police and it'll alert them of the GPS location as well as an audio recording of what is going on. So, a little more about the design of Q. Q, it comes in 6 colors, including white, as you can see on the screen, black, gray, gold, blue, and pink. This makes it versatile, so you can wear it with different outfits. It is fashion friendly, and you can also wear it first thing in the morning when you're heading off to school or work, all the way through your night out on the town. In addition to that, Q is waterproof, up to 100 meters, meaning that you can keep it on in the shower or when you go for a swim. Now, because of this, I decided to create this product that you only need to charge every 2 weeks, meaning it only needs to come off every 2 weeks when you charge it. This means that you can really set it and forget it, and then it's still there when you actually need it. Moving on, Q is also a multifunctional device, meaning that you can use it in a variety of situations. I want you guys to picture for a minute a woman walking to with her groceries to her car after a grocery shopping trip. She has her phone in her purse, and her hands are full of groceries. As she approaches her car, another car pulls up beside her and grabs her. She is pulled into the car, her hands are tied, and she does not have the ability to scream or do anything. And in that moment, obviously you freeze up, you don't know what to do. Now, she doesn't have access to her phone or anything else. She's sitting in this car, hands tied, mouth covered. What does she do? With Q, the convenient location right on your wrist means that even with hands tied up, all you have to do is twist enough, and then you flick open a lid that's on Q to make sure you don't accidentally press it, and you push and hold the button for 5 seconds. At that moment, as I mentioned, it calls the police, as well as alerting them of your GPS. They will monitor the situation as they arrive to the scene. The Q device also is useful for camping trips. It has the function where if you flick open the lid and push the button 3 times in a row, it will set off an alarm. This alarm could scare away bears on a camping trip, like I mentioned, or predators or other situations. So it's very multifunctional. We also are partnered up already with the National Domestic Abuse Hotline, and this is a goal so that we can provide these Q bands at a discounted rate to any domestic abuse sufferer, so that they are able to call for help in a last-minute urgent situation without causing more problems. So Q, as you can see, it is a great multifunctional device that provides gender-neutral safety for all. Finally, Q is a standalone device, meaning that it doesn't need a cell phone nearby to operate. A lot of the devices that are already out there need a cell phone within 50 feet even in order for them to work. That's a problem if you don't have your phone or if your phone is broken. This is a capability of Q due to the fact that we have already partnered up with both AT&T and Verizon. By offering a $7 per month subscription with Q, these devices are able to use the cell towers from both AT&T and Verizon to make it operate. From there, Q also, it runs for $70 for the Q button, and then we're selling the bands for $15 each. Eventually, we hope that we are able to pair up with designers such as Nike or Kate Spade and make more bands and make it a little more fun. With this, our target for year one would be to sell 25,000 devices. This would put us at an over $2 million revenue just for the price of the devices. We also have a $3.99 app that you can buy for your smartwatch, which we are hoping to pair up with Motorola's watches, as well as the phone. So as you can see, the Q Band is a great device that can eventually save lives. Not only that, but it is formed on a very solid business model. I hope that you will join me to bring this product to market. Thank you. Marie.
I'm curious to know, does it have any battery needs or?
Yeah,
Well,
so
is that in the
it does
button?
have a battery in it, and it just needs to be charged every 2 weeks. It's just part of the band in there, up in the main part, and then also in the button. So you can charge it either way when you connect it.
A couple quick questions.
Yes.
One would be, what concerns do you have to using this device in, for example, an apartment building, where by having a GPS location could actually mean one of a lot of different results. But the other thing that I'm also curious about is how does the user know that it's on and it's working properly, or that when you hit the button, it is actually transmitting? What feel-good feelings do you have about its performance as a user?
Right, definitely. So to answer your first question, the Q, with GPS technology becoming as graded as it is now, apartment buildings are actually able to be pinpointed as far as what room you are in. Now, obviously, it might not be perfect accuracy, especially if you are in lower cell areas. However, generally, they'll be able to get there to monitor the situation, especially since there is a sound recording. They'll be able to figure it out. There might be some situations in the beginning until we get the technology better where they have to knock on some doors or other situations, but that's something that we aren't too worried about right yet. As far as your second question, the Q, at the moment, it does not alert you, but for our second generation model, we are hoping to build in some sort of vibration that will actually alert you on the wrist. We didn't do it for this first model just because we were hoping to save a little cost right there, and we figure that's something we can introduce in about a year out. Steven.
I've just got 2 questions.
Yeah.
One is, when you set this up, like when you buy this, and is there a way, like, do you set up like a profile on it so that when that button's pushed, the police know like it's you?
Yes.
Like it's Steven, 6 foot, like so it it's identified that person, not just like a signal?
Yes, so there is the app that I mentioned that you can buy for it. You can also log into the website. You create just a quick profile. It alerts your name, your age, gender, just some basic information. You can also set up the information as far as what sort of noise you want the alert to be, whether it's a scream or a siren. You can actually adjust that in the device. So you have a few different options that you can set up online right when you get it, and then you won't have to worry about that again.
My second question is in regards to competitors.
Okay.
I know that a couple days ago I actually just bought for my sisters and mom like this alarm that goes on your keychain. I know there's another version that is the GPS one, and I think for the other ones, or for the one I got my mom and sisters, it was like $12 or $15 each one.
Yeah.
So like, how do you see yourself being able to compete with various different things that are similar to this? They don't have all like everything combined like yours does, but at a cheaper value, do a lot of the similar things, and how you plan to.
Absolutely. So we actually spent a lot of time trying to figure out the correct price point for this. Now, because this does have the extra features, like I mentioned, it does have both output of sound as well as recording the sound to the police, and it does have the GPS feature in it. Because of these extra features, we are able to rank it up a little bit more. The top end for these personal safety devices are actually about $120 with a $20 per month subscription. The low end is, like you said, you can pick them up for about $10 to $15, but there still is that subscription every month if you have a GPS. So ours is actually, it's priced about in the middle, a little bit on the high end, and the reason we did that is so that we could also provide it cheaper to domestic abuse sufferers. Yeah.
It seems like it's going to be mainly targeted towards women. Do you think it's also going to be targeted to children?
Yes, so that actually is one of my favorite features about this that I forgot to mention. The band, as you can see, is really just adjustable. So you can fit it to any size wrist, including children. And without having to work with a cell phone, it is definitely targeted to children because you don't want necessarily your 5-year-old to have a cell phone, but if they get in trouble, they might need to have that. And our goal is eventually to maybe put some other sort of safety device on it because the lid flicking with children, it might be a little, they like to push buttons. But for right now, yes, it can be used, and we're hoping to design that within the next few years as well.
Is that it, content? Okay, presentation skill feedback.
Steven.
I thought it was great. I love the content. Like if this was actually on the market right now, I think I would get them for my 5 sisters and mom, even though it'd be pretty expensive. Well, like I love the idea. I think that in states, I think Michigan is the #2 state in the whole country for sex trafficking. So, I think that's very applicable, and I think you presented it very well. I had questions as you were going, and you answered it like throughout. Like, do you need a cell phone by it and GPS? So I think like I had like 4 or 5 questions throughout, and you answered all of those like as you presented. So I think you did a great job of hitting each possible question or each possible thing someone could have and having like a really good answer for it as well.
Thank you.
I thought that the overall content was great and the way you laid it out was great.
Thank you.
I think your idea presentation was great actually. The only suggestion I have is while answering questions during Q&A, probably if you made eye contact with everybody, it would be better.
Thank you.
Certainly could tell you were nervous at the beginning, but you definitely had a great way of visualizing the product, and as a woman who's found myself in scary situations, it's definitely something that I would want to pick up for myself. So I love the idea too.
Thanks. Maria?
I love your visual aid. It really helped me understand what you meant by the flicking of the button and how discreet the wrist is. And then it was a heavy topic, and having the picture of Taylor Swift, like it's nice to have that balance there too. But it really did benefit your presentation, so that was really well done.
Thank you. Yeah.
I think it was a great presentation. I really loved the idea and the product descriptions that you mentioned. It's kind of a multifunction device and the various applications of this product and it's also a standalone device. So I think the features of the product that you mentioned and the way you backed up the features and the necessity of the product with the market analysis or the expectations that you have. So I think you mentioned like 25,000 units you want to sell. That seems like a very realistic number, not a very high number. So I think the content plus the quantitative feedback or quantitative whatever inputs that you provided in your presentation was really good.
Thank you.
So I like the idea and the tagline that you have mentioned here. It relates to your idea as well. I thought initially you were a bit nervous, but I think then you recovered a lot and you did pretty well in the presentation and in the Q&A as well. So overall it was a good presentation.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked your research on the subject. I mean, especially in the Q&A part, you answered the question pretty well, and you cleared all my doubts while you were giving a presentation during the Q&A. Only one suggestion is maybe if you could have utilized the stage well, that could have been better because you could stand it.
Yeah. Thank you. Robbie?
I think you did a good job. Like, I like the movement. Like, you weren't like moving around too much. Like when you were telling your story, I like that part. Like, so you're like doing the experience on like what's gonna happen to that woman. Like when she was going in, like your hand movements were proper. Like you weren't just doing this for no reason. Like where it was needed, you did it. So, good job.
Thanks. Looks like that's it.
That it? Okay, some good comments. I'm probably going to sound a little harsher.
That's
I
fine.
apologize
That's fine.
in advance. Are you nervous? Were you nervous?
Extremely.
Okay.
Like after that finance
You know, sometimes
I just
I'm
feel
not,
like I've been wiped out for today.
yeah, I get that. You know, sometimes I'm really not sure if a student's nervous or not. I think they're not, and they, oh, yeah, I was petrified up there. Yeah, I really sensed your unease,
Yeah.
which made me a little uncomfortable.
Okay.
Which, you know, it's transferable.
Yes.
Passion, energy can be transferable. The uneasiness can be transferable as well. So
Okay.
you just need to work on that, channel that.
Okay.
So it made the opening a little uneven for me with some hesitations and that type of thing. And I was looking for you to smile. I wasn't sure quite what your opening was going to be, the story. I was thinking, well, you know, smile a little bit. And then the one time you did, it was kind of a half giggle laugh, was probably the most serious statistic that you put out there.
Yeah,
And I thought that was the
forgot
most
it.
inappropriate time to do that. But I realized you were just catching yourself
Yep.
on that opening. So a little unevenness, maybe, at least for me, and at least initially in the first half in the organization in flow. Volume and pacing were good. There were a few, again, breaks in your voice, but again, a little nervousness there. So again, relieving that nervousness, reducing that can really take care of a lot of things there. Now, on the slide image, and so I didn't realize that was Taylor Swift till Maria said that. But, I love the right side, the right half. You definitely needed that.
Yeah.
I thought, given the seriousness of the topic, that it was
I
maybe
was
a little
trying
too
to
playful on the left
lighten it
side.
up a little
Well,
bit.
yeah, I get
I
that.
didn't want it to be like a too
Yeah.
negative of a spiel.
Yeah,
That's what I got.
yeah, okay, all right.
Because I don't know if I'm like standing here just being like, oh, death, destruction. Nobody's
Yeah.
gonna want to buy into my device.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It was,
Well, I mean, and with Time magazine making her one of the, 6 or 7 featured as Time Person of the Year with the whole Me Too movement, it is timely and politically spot on.
Okay, good point. Good point. Very good.
thanks, Matt. Got my back.
All right.
Gotta have a turn.
Yeah.
Good responses. Again, look to the entire audience when responding. I guess the comment on the device itself, I mean, did you make this? Is this a kind of a Fitbit redo or your graphic on the device?
Yeah, I just found images, hence my little
Yeah, I was trying
things
to,
down here.
yeah, I was squinting
It's-
to reading that. And
Yeah.
so it kind of looks like a Fitbit. It could maybe be a partnership.
It's like an old Jawbone is what it is,
Oh,
and then I
okay,
added
okay.
a button to it.
Yeah, but I mean, it can
So-
be a fashion, I mean, if you watch late night cable television, you see the, you know, I've fallen, I can't get up, by your grandparents, the necklace device thing. Yeah. But this one is on the wrist, a little more, you know, easier, maybe depending, as I said, with your hands maybe tied. I like the way you demonstrated that actually. But it can come in different colors, and for the children, it can come with maybe some designs on it, you know,
Yeah.
kind of thing, to make them, you know, want to use it more. I initially thought about, what if I'm always banging my hands against something, and what if I make it go off? But you said you got to actually hold it for 5 seconds.
Yep. it has
So
a
that
cover
would
in the
that would
back.
eliminate just bumping it for a second.
Correct.
So you know, so I think it has potential from some of the other devices that are maybe out there in the market that I think Stephen mentioned, that it's a little something different, it's in maybe a different space, and whether children, women, and maybe even a men's version of it somehow that has some. It can be more of a style accessory
Yeah.
type thing on your wrist.
Mhm.
Makes a little more sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so nicely done. Thank you.
Thank you.
And relax.